We have the tech to get food delivered in 15 minutes, but we all have horror stories about buying tickets. The Game Time app gives fans the advantage. Get amazing tickets in just a few taps. Fees are included, so what you see is what you pay. And the Game Time guarantee means authentic tickets at the best price every time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets to concerts, sports, comedy, and more with Game Time. Download the Game Time app and create an account for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply.
All right, Jensen, some of those series, especially, let's say, in Charm City, with the boogie down going there against the Orioles, and a guy coming off the injured list here, what do you see with Rodon's first start back for the Pinstripers?
Yeah, welcome back, Carlos Rodon. And again, great to see because you had Max Fried go on the IL, and okay, you get one off, you get one back on. So tough way to go if you're the Yankees right now. Still been offensively challenged, and we just made the case for Baltimore as a chaos candidate. So look to see what Shane Baz can do. Again, Baltimore, a short home dog here, plus $1.03. Total's what we're targeting right now. Under 9, if you can still get a couple of 9s out there, minus $1.29. Shane Baz, not the greatest career ERA, though, against the Yankees. It's north of 7 in 7 appearances, but it's a far different lineup that he's facing here tonight. So like Rodon, who has usually had success against the Orioles in his tenure, playing under 9, minus $1.29 in a big series opener here between the Yankees and the O's.
Mentioned a couple weeks ago when I played that Blue Jays ticket at 13-1 to make the postseason that they had to navigate a really, really tough stretch of the schedule. They're starting to get towards the back end of that navigation, but it's not easy as you go down to Tampa and maybe an angry Rays team after what just happened to them losing 3 out of 4 at home. Jensen, that is very abnormal for Tampa. What do you see with the Blue Jays coming to town today?
Well, more so because it's all the implications for both these clubs. And, of course, Tampa licking their wounds a little bit after Baltimore came in and took it to them 3 out of 4. Toronto now brings in Jose Soriano, who will get the start. A short road dog here. The Blue Jays are plus $1.20. Nick Martinez, who has been outstanding for the Tampa Bay Rays, short home favorite here, minus $1.29. Total of 7.5. Dave, if I'm looking here on some of the numbers, I would say the lean would be towards Tampa just in the matchup, but I could also look on the other side and make the case. This is great value, knowing you have Soriano on the other side for the Blue Jays. No real feel on the total. It really hasn't budged much here, Dave. But again, we'll have a watchful eye. Huge series in the American League East between Yankees, O's, and Blue Jays, Rays getting underway tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a very important couple days there in Charm City and certainly down there at the Trop in Tampa as well. We talk a lot about the Mariners, kind of waiting for them to wake up a little bit here. Tough team to wake up against when you have a road trip that's going to start in Milwaukee today. What do you make of this matchup?
I do like the under here because Bryce Miller, Kyle Harrison, great pitching matchup. And again, Brewers got a little bit of a scare when Kyle Harrison had to exit that first start when he came off the IL. Fortunately, it was just cramps, and he was okay after that. But he has been arguably the best arm outside of Jacob Mizorowski in that Brewer rotation. Don't need to say it more than it's already been said. Mariners offense, struggle bus. So let's go where we can find some maybe quick innings for Kyle Harrison, and this top-ranked Brewer bullpen goes right along, though, with the Mariners and Bryce Miller. So I would expect runs at a premium tonight, Dave. We're going to play an under 8 in this game at minus $1.13. Go ahead, shop around where you might find it. That's a 1.5 play for me. Again, I think circa is $1.25. I found $1.13 on Novik. So shop around, best price there. Those are a couple of in-pocket plays in some of the featured series beginning tonight.
One game I'm keeping an eye on, and I keep watching this team every night, and I'm just getting more and more impressed. It's the Metropolitans against the Padres tonight. Zach Thornton's going to be on the bump against Robbie Ray. They are a dog at home, plus $1.04 right now for the Mets, and they've got some real good vibes going right now. Carson Benz did something last night, Jensen, I had never seen before with 2 outfield assists back-to-back. The Mets recorded 4 of the first 6 outs at home plate in that victory. And by the way, the outfield assist, they added a third from A.J. Ewing from left field as well. That hadn't been done since the 1920s. Jensen, I mean, have you ever, obviously I've never seen anything like that, and I didn't cover those teams back in 1920, but it's amazing to see what this team has looked like here post-trade deadline. Nobody could see this coming. I don't know if it can continue, but right now I don't know that I'd be wanting and buck that trend and go against the Metropolitans today.
Yeah, they've been a story to say the least. And you mentioned the bench, the back-to-back throws from right field, gunning down guys at home plate. I can count on one hand, I think, the amount of times I've seen it live from the single inning perspective. You may see it twice in a game, but in a single inning and with the accuracy,
wow.
These weren't like bang plays too. They were by several steps that Carson Bench had nailed guys at home plate. For what it's worth, you asked if this is viable to continue. If you go to the trade deadline of Monday, August 3rd, and I'm going to bring this up here to see where we are in total for what's happened. The team with the most wins since the trade deadline, there are three of them. It's the Rays, it's the Cubs, and it's the New York Mets. It has been wild to see that this group is almost playing with a freedom from scrutiny that they were not able to early in the season. And for what it's worth, like, you go out, you spend the money, you try and bring in, guys in Semien, in Polanco, you lose Pete Alonso, you try and replace it, you go out and try and stockpile the rotation. Really didn't work. And those things do happen. But as I told you, part of the handicap moving forward, and especially the last 6 weeks of the season, you have young players, and this is not just the Mets, this is with all teams in Major League Baseball that are working and trying to audition for starting spots or trying to lock up roster spots for what we hope is baseball in 2027. It's always a thing that happens this time of year. You get young players with opportunities. They try and run with it. Credit where it's due. These young Mets have done that. And it shows. I mean, you are 10-3 since the trade deadline. No one could have predicted that with the moves that David Stearns had made.
And again, I know the chatter in my feeds, and it's Carson Bench for Rookie of the Year. He's 22-1 as the third betting choice behind Sal Stewart and J.J. Weatherholt. Weatherholt is odds on. And by the way, those outfield assists that we were talking about there, one of them was almost 104 miles per hour off that right arm of Bench, the fastest that we've seen this year, and it dates back to 2024 for some of the fastest and the hardest thrown balls from an outfielder. So this is a pretty darn good arm. And the book, if the Padres didn't have the book, they have it today. Jensen, I don't play these markets, as we've talked about here with the narratives, but you know how New York is. If Bench keeps this going, is that worth a pizza money play at 22-1?
Not at all. He won't be close, but he will potentially be a finalist for that awards ceremony. I do think there is a compelling argument, though, for Sal Stewart, who has a chance to lead Major League Baseball in RBI. And I know Weatherholt gets a bump, obviously, from the defense, from the base running. That is going to be an intriguing vote here and where people will come down on what matters more to them. The American League Rookie of the Year feels like it's running away. Kevin McGonigal now a $5.25 odds-on favorite. That is crazy, laying over $5. Munetaka Murakami, he's going to need a flair for the dramatic to finish this thing off. It almost, would take one of those surreal 15 home run months or something in September, I think, for Murakami to overtake McGonigal. He will get the narrative on his side if the White Sox win the division. But I think we're down to a mano-a-mano, if you will, on the Rookie of the Year in the American League and the National League markets.
All right, so J.J. Weatherholt, minus $1.60, Sal Stewart, plus $1.30. Murakami, as you mentioned, plus $4.75. McGonigal, minus $5.25 in those battles there. And again, I know what they're saying in New York, but maybe too far back at this juncture. 22-1 would be the third betting choice. Ironically, Nolan McLean would be the fourth choice at 30-1 there for those baby Mets.